for that.
Who in the world doesn't love some Cajun music? Those tinkly triangles, rattle-tap washboards, pumping accordions, and pulsing fiddles soaring above our dancing feet. So it's hard to imagine what a stay-at-home country cousin it was as recently as the 1970s, rarely heard outside its Louisiana home, until a bon ton revolution called BeauSoleil brought the neighborly joys of Cajun music to the world. BeauSoleil is, in the words of eminent folklorist Andy Wallace, arguably the most innovative and successful Cajun band in the genre's history. People magazine called them Louisiana's hottest export since Tabasco sauce, and Garrison Keillor, the best Cajun band in the world. American Roots host Nick Spitzer says BeauSoleil became the household name for Louisiana French music. They've performed every major folk festival in North America, the Super Bowl, Carnegie Hall, 3 presidential inaugurations, toured the world, made 25 albums, earning 2 Grammys and 12 nominations. Leader Michael Doucet received the National Heritage Fellowship Award, and his first fiddle hangs in the Louisiana State Museum alongside Louis Armstrong's Boyhood Bugle. What a far cry from Doucet's small-town 1950s childhood outside Lafayette, Louisiana. Cajun music was everywhere, but usually called the old people's music, warning sign of a vanishing tradition that began in 1755 when the English expelled French Canadians from eastern Canada, then called Acadia. Many migrated to French Louisiana, where their new neighbors pronounced Acadian Cajun, and their music mingled with the Creole, Spanish, African American, Caribbean, and white sounds around them. With the rise of rock and roll, TV, and good oil jobs, most young people forgot the old French ballads and fiddle tunes. But Doucet loved his family music, loved the elders who played it, and told him the secret stories of who he was. Anybody's house you'd go to, he remembered, they would play, tell stories, eat, and drink. Music was everywhere, feasts, dance halls, racetracks. It was just how we lived. In college, a professor snootily told Doucet Louisiana's French music was just translated English songs. It infuriated him. In the LSU archives, he found a 1939 thesis by Cajun collector Irene Whitfield, who a relative knew. She became an important mentor, source, and friend. When Doucet defiantly wrote a paper proving the professor wrong, he was stunned to receive an A, encouraging a lifelong passion for going to the source, seeking out the old masters, Dewey Balfa, Canray Fontenot, and most of all, Cajun recording pioneer Dennis McGee, who taught him the fiddle's nuances and the music's ethos. Through a series of ensembles, including influential Cajun rockers Coteau, the idea of BeauSoleil slowly began to form, a straight-ahead Cajun folk band mixing deep tradition with contemporary savvy, authenticity with hipster mischief. Traveling in France, it was politely suggested that most bands have, names. Doucet looked at the sun-bright day, remembering family reunions at a house called BeauSoleil in honor of their ancestor Joseph Broussard de BeauSoleil, Acadia's resistance hero. BeauSoleil was French for bright sun, so it said warmth, family, tradition, with a spicy tang of revolution. While some members have changed, the configuration remains the same. Michael on fiddle, Billy Ware percussion, Tommy Alisi drums, Chad Huval accordion and bass, Ben Williams engineer and bass, and Michael's influential younger brother, David Doucet, who introduced flat-picking guitar leads to Cajun music. 1976 was their breakout year, playing the National Folk Festival at Wolf Trap, Jimmy Carter's inauguration, leading to other festivals, clubs, art centers, and frequent appearances on Prairie Home Companion. Michael still says his favorite places to play are festivals and somebody's kitchen. They became the Cajun band of record, taking their family music to the world, riding the rising wave of Cajun chic they helped ignite, propelled further by Paul Prudhomme's Cajun food fad, the movies Bellazzar the Cajun and Big Easy, both featuring BeauSoleil's music, the two-step dance craze, and Mary Chapin Carpenter's 1990 mega hit Down at the Twist and Shout, which featured BeauSoleil and praised them in the lyrics.
Here up north, it's a cold, cold rain, and there ain't no cure for my blues today. Except when the paper says BeauSoleil is coming into town, baby, let's go down.
BeauSoleil made 11 albums in 7 years from 1984 to 91. In 1986 alone, Michael recorded 5 albums, including outside projects, a far cry from their first albums, which had his phone number on the back because, he says, everybody who had one knew him. Spitzer says it was BeauSoleil's signature blend of creativity and tradition, authenticity and hipness that almost single-handedly expanded interest in Cajun music and culture. Even more remarkable than how much their success changed our musical world is how little that success changed them. And the reason for both things is the same. They never forgot the elders who taught them, hardscrabble men and women who washed the workday off their hands and played for the pure joy of pleasing their neighbors. We never wanted to be stars because that's not what the old people did, said Michael Doucet. You played the music because you loved it, and it made people happy. We were going to just be us because they were just them.